Hi there, I'm Cher Johnston. Today we're going to finish this bag, and you will have seen a picture of it on the thumbnail. I don't know yet what it's going to look like. I have a pattern. There's a link in the description for a free pattern. This one has a hexagon and a pentagon. These sides are 3 inches. I don't know how well it will print, but the hexagon side matches the pentagon side. This is a pattern for dot grids to make a herringbone stitch, a cretin stitch, different herringbones and cretin. And then this, which I did in a different video. Anyway, so those are the patterns that I currently have. If you're watching this years from now, you might want to check out my Ko-fi page because I'm hoping to add some things. So this is what I have right now. It won't all fit on camera. But here it is. We did all this in earlier shows, earlier episodes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sew it all together. So I'm going to start here at the bottom, and I'm going to put these, I'm going to sew these together. This is the bottom piece, and this is one side. So I'm going to start right there. And hopefully I can get this done before an hour. I don't know. We'll see. So I have, by the way, I have Aurifil thread. This is my newest favorite thread. It's 100% cotton. This is a number 12. And there's the color 4182. And I'll put a link to the lady in the US where I get it from. She has an Etsy store, but she also has a shop. It's like Threads something. I forget. I'll put a link in the description. ptfs.com or something like that. Anyways, so this stitch, I saw someone do this before and I went, oh, that's an actual stitch. Well, yes, it is. I've been doing it for a long time, thought I just made it up. I'm going to take one stitch here, and then I'm going to go in this side and travel and out here and through the other side. That is, I think that's called an overcast stitch. And then I'm going to do one stitch here. Then I'm going to go travel again, go there, and pull it nice and tight. The reason I'm using really thick thread is because if I'm going to sew something like this by hand, I want it to stay. I used the same thread here to stitch the pentagons together, but I had gray. I had like a gray variegated gray thread, and decided I don't like it because it looks kind of like, there are places anyways where it just looks like dirty thread. So I decided I would use my teal because I love teal. Love the teal thread. Okay, now at the end here, I'm going to, whoops, I'll try to make these invisible. I don't know that it matters because it's going to be on the inside anyway. But yeah, at the end of each seam here, I'm going to do like 2 or 3 stitches. I got out my thimble because I thought I might use it. I'm just not used to using a thimble. So I'm just going to take it off because it's just getting in my way. Okay, now the next one should be, yeah, here. This side. And I'm going to fold it all up and make that match from this side to that side. I'm going to make it match. And I'm going to go in again with 3 stitches at the beginning. And you know what? It's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect at all. But it doesn't matter. It's not not for sale. It's not for, doesn't have to be professional. Because, you know, just for me. We've had some wonderful, the weather has just been, oh, so nice. It's been in the 70s. So nice. I think I got up to 83 yesterday, which is not bad. A little warmer than I'd like, but don't want to complain because, you know, my brother the other day, I have a brother in South Carolina, and he, we were talking about bugs. I don't know how it came up that we were talking about bugs, but you know, it used to be, I know I grew up in Michigan and there used to be lots of mosquitoes. And I know in, went to Florida a couple times. And I've been to other states on the East Coast. And they have bugs. They have these huge palmetto bugs. Oh, they have um, lots of mosquitoes. Can't stand the mosquitoes. And I was telling him that we don't have bugs here in LA, in California. And he said, you know, we don't have that many bugs anymore either. He said, I think they spray for them. And I thought, huh, I wonder if that's why we don't see any bugs anymore. Maybe they're just spraying all over for bugs. Used to be in Southern California couldn't get away from the cockroaches. Every place I lived, there were cockroaches. And now I don't really see them that much. I mean, occasionally, my cat finds some kind of bugs in the bathroom. Those might be water bugs. I'm not sure what the difference is, but I think that there's a difference. But yeah, don't have many bugs these days. All right. We're doing really good on time. I'm at 10 minutes, so this is good. I should be able to finish quickly. What in the heck? Let's move that out of the way. All right. This project has been so fun. I sort of started feeling like, oh, it's been taking me so long to do this. But you know what? Slow stitching is not about finishing things quickly. Not at all. Slow stitching is about the process. So, and I know that when I really want to finish something quickly, I can. I'm making a pillow for my grandson. Oh my gosh, pillowcase rather. And I'm working on it like all the time. It's one of the reasons this is taking so long. It's one of the reasons everything is taking. Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. It's taken me a long time because I'm working on other things. I started this Tula Pink hexie quilt that I'm just loving. I got out the Tula fabric because of the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery prompt. And I thought, oh, I bought this. And like I hung on to it because, someday I'm going to make a hexagon quilt with it. And I thought, what better day than today? Like, why am I waiting? When my mother was still alive, I went to help her clear out this one of her bedrooms, and it was filled completely with fabrics and letters and old magazines and just all kinds of stuff. And I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. So anyway, I went to help her clean out her room. And my niece Wanda was also very, very helpful. Very helpful. But Mom would go through everything. And it was almost like she had to touch everything and tell me stories about the stuff. And just fine. We got through it. But my point is, she had the realization that she was 83 years old and there's no way she was going to, look what I did. I wasn't paying attention. And I did. I don't know if you can tell. But this one here, hold on. See what I did. I went up this side and I sewed the same one on right there. Now see, this is why it's a good idea to do extra stitches at the beginning and the end of each seam, because now I can rip that out and this side goes there. Okay, now I got it. Well, these little threads there. All right, I can pull those out later, or they don't really matter. Oh, need a knot. Oh, I got a knot. Anyway, she realized that she was 83 at the time, and there were probably not enough days left. There were not enough years left in her to do all the projects that she wanted to do. Or, she had fabric to do. So she she started giving things away. She gave away a lot of fabric. And fortunately for me anyways, she ended up leaving a lot of half-done things. And I got to go and spend, I think I was there for 2 weeks with my niece and her little girls. They were little at the time. I talked to Tori recently. I think Tori remembers. Seems like Tori remembers me from back then. The littlest one, I'm sure she doesn't remember me. She acts like she doesn't know who I am, which is fine. I'm sure she doesn't know who I am. I'm just her grandma's sister who lives in California. And I have a nephew who thinks that everyone who lives in California is crazy. I don't know if he thinks I'm crazy. Maybe he does. I don't know. Okay, I think now I need to go up this. All right. I'm gonna park this needle right here. And then we're gonna look. We're gonna turn it. Oh yeah, let's do this one seam right here. Then we can turn it and look at it. Yep. trying to stay on camera. I don't know if I'm on camera this whole time or not. If not, I apologize. Not much to see, really, right? I watch Rachel Roxbury from Roxy Creations. And you know, I don't watch her every day, but I think she posts a video every day. She does, you know, whatever Wednesday, and she does what's in my box and um, all kinds of stuff. She does junk journals. And when I first started doing YouTube, I had this idea that I was going to do slow stitch, and I was going to do junk journals, and I was going to do watercolors, and I did a few um, watercolors, but I was trying to learn how to do watercolor and learn how to video at the same time. That didn't really work out very well. So I don't do that anymore. I may do some junk journals. I don't know that I would do um, process videos. I have one that I'm working on that's just for me, and I haven't worked on it for probably 3 months. I think I need to work on it some. And I'm thinking about Christmas. I know it's only October, and okay, now I'm going to park this again. I know it's only October, but who doesn't love Christmas? All right. Oh my gosh. I'm loving it. So it's inside out, but I want to do this seam here next. And these are going pretty quickly. So yeah, you just have to bear with me while I do this. You could always speed it up. Speed me up. Just go fast forward through the whole thing. I used to do timestamps in my videos. I used to do all kinds of stuff. I used to do a lot more editing than I do now. I realized that one of the ways that Rachel can do videos and post every day is that she doesn't really edit. She turns on the camera, she does a few things, and I think she's, if she has to stop to answer the door or whatever, she just doesn't take much editing to connect videos together. So that's what I'm going to do. Also, because I do this because I like it. and I don't really like editing. I do really enjoy it when I get this moment on camera where every now and then you make something and it just makes you laugh out loud. like, oh, look what I made. And because I live alone, there's no one here to show it to and say, hey, look what I made. So that's the cutest little thing. All right. Now, let's turn it around. All right. All right, next. I'm going to do these seams. I think I'm not going to do that on camera. I think that these top seams, I think I'm going to leave those. So I'll do some more stitching off camera and I'll be back. Okay, it's done. So now that it's completely finished, I'm going to tell you my thoughts. You can see some of my seams there. I don't care. I can do more seams like this. I did that seam after those two were already sewn together. I can do seams all along here to hide those. But I gotta tell you something. I really like this. It looks a lot like a ball, and I really like it. Now, I left these open so that I can put like little tabs and put a drawstring through the top. If I had it to do all over again, I think that I would not have used the soft and stable. The other thing I think is that I would not have lined it until it was all put together. I like this so much. I have this one that I made, and this is on my channel too. This one is flat, or it was flat until I sewed it together. I just sewed together all of the hexagons, and then the lining is done later. This one has a zipper. So I think that if I had this one to do over again, also there's nothing in here to make it hold up, but it holds up pretty well. It's just the fabric, right? This, I would do that on this one. And maybe I'll do another one. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe I'll stitch together a bunch of hexagons and then, or pentagons, and do the fancy stitching later. But anyway, I like it. I'm going to put, I have to find some rope or something for the top and make it sort of a drawstring, but it won't come together all the way. Maybe it will. So here I have, there's the center. I'm really liking this so much, so much. So I have these that need little tab thingies. So I have these are flour sack towels. I love that they're just very thin, I love to use them. They're cheap. Use them as backing. But what I do is I take the edges and I tear off the edges. So this is what I have. I took one of the edges, cut it into little 3-inch long strips. Now I'm going to take these little strips and put them like this, I guess, in there. All right, I have to sit down here. Okay, now I'm going to start the thread in the back, and I have my teal thread because I don't care if it shows or not. I think it might be kind of cool looking if it did. So I'm just going to stitch back and forth. See? Now I'll do one of these on camera, but I think I'm going to do the rest off camera. Just wanted to show you what I'm doing because um, um, I can always take buttons or something to cover those up, or little some beads, or who knows, whatever. So there's that. Now I probably should have tea stained this or something before I just started, using it here. But I didn't, so it's going to be bright white. Let's see. I could try to get them even on there, right? I could sew together the tops when I'm done, right? But will I? I don't know. Probably not. Okay. So now you could use 3 inches of any type of fabric. If you wanted it to look very nice, take a 3-inch by 3-inch square and then fold it like this, and then up like that, and then fold it over, and that would be the way to do it, is to make it nice and tidy, nice and neat. But that's not me today. All right, so there's one of my little tops, and I have another, I think I have 2 or 3 of these. That's going to be the string that goes around, that goes through the loops to make it tie together. I'll do that and I'll be back. Okay. Oh, look, you guys. Oh my gosh. All right. So these are not tied together or anything yet, but it does work. And it also will sit sort of on its side. Like if I wanted to put stuff in it and open it way up, I can put it on its sort of on its side. Oh my gosh, look at that. Or on its bottom. So I have one thing here. Where did it go? Oh, this one I forgot to leave the top open. So I just sewed that on the inside. And I have my little tags. I could put a tag there, but I don't really like that. This was supposed to go in a seam, and I forgot. But this definitely has to go on, like maybe right here or something. So I'll put that on. And then, gosh, you guys, look at how cute. I don't know which side is my favorite. It's like picking a favorite child. This one, some of them I look at it and I go, that needs more stuff. That needs more bling. And some of these, like right here, I might do more. I don't know if I'll do that on camera or not, but let me know, Kathy. By the way, shout out to Kathy Nelson, who comments on every single video. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next video.